70 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, it's time for Mr. Ocala Real Estate Today with your host, William F. Stiles, real estate agent and speaker. And you can call in during the show. The number is 622-9622. Good morning, William. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. So I want to start off with a question. What is good about you? What is good about you? I challenge you to come up with just a few things to state why you're good or what's good about you. You see, I remember driving here about 4 to 5 years ago. I remember I'm on Easy Street, coming up to 17th Street, right there by the bowling alley. I remember it so vividly. And I remember in my truck thinking, I am broken. God, I'm so broken. I mean, I'm lonely. I'm fat. I'm broke. Lord, why am I even here? I mean, what is my life supposed to be about? I mean, there's nothing good about me. I screw everything up. And so in that moment, I could see nothing good about myself. Absolutely nothing. And I'm questioning my own existence. So in that moment, a revolutionary thought came to me. In that moment, when everything seemed so down and out for me, I thought to myself, but what is good about me? Yeah, I have all these things that's not right about me, but what is good? What is good? And the thought came to me, I'm a pretty smart guy. I always have really good intentions. I love people. I care about people. I'm a good-looking guy. I'm young. I have a lot going for myself. So in that moment of feeling like I'm unworthy, I'm not good enough, nothing is going right in my life, I immediately shifted. I started feeling better. And I took a deep breath of relief. And it really came to me that, no, I am not perfect, but I'm pretty darn amazing. And that was a very vivid turning point for me in my life, right here in Ocala 4 to 5 years ago, when I realized I am not perfect, but I am pretty darn amazing. So you, the listener, I want you to ask yourself that question. I want you to ask yourself, what is good about me? Right now in your life, you may feel like there's nothing good about you. You may feel like you're lonely, you're broke, you're fat, you're unlovable. Your kids hate you, and your dog runs away from you. But what is good about you? I want you to ask yourself that question. You got to put it in the first person. You can't say what is good about you. You have to say what is good about me. So I invite you right now to ask yourself that question. What is good about me? And the power is not really in the asking of the question, what is good about me? The real power is in answering of the question, what is good about me? So please, right now, you can call into the show if you'd like. You can really take it to the next level and call in at 622-9622. That's 622-9622. And share with me what is good about you. And just realize that you're not perfect, but you're pretty darn amazing. You're not perfect, but you're pretty darn amazing. So what is good about you? If you don't mind, Robin and Larry, I'm going to put you on the spot, okay? Larry, I'm going to ask you that question. What is good about you?
What is good about me? I am able to shake off anything just by either taking a nap or watching a funny dog video. It's pretty true. I can be down. Somebody can call me fat or stupid. If I just take a nap, I'll wake up and feel better. And if that doesn't work, YouTube, dog chasing tail. I laugh and I'm fine. The world is okay.
So you're really good at shaking things off.
I'm pretty good at shaking them off. Yeah.
You have a real talent for shaking things off.
I think so. I think that's my thing. Yeah, and I wish I could share it with everybody because I see people down. I say, I got an idea for you, but it's not always that easy for other people.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, I like that. Thank you for sharing. And Robin, do you mind if I put you on the spot and you can share just one thing? What's good about you?
I like listening to people.
Okay.
And that means that when one person listens to somebody, then maybe that person will get off whatever it is off of their chest and then be a listener for somebody else.
Right. I like that. And so I think what's important to remember is that a lot of times we are tailored to think about what's missing in our life, what's not right, what we're not good at, when we really have a lot of good talents that can be profound and can kind of be quite funny. And I'll just tell you a quick story. My son, Adam, I was chatting with him. This might have been about a year ago or something, and I forget even what we got on the subject, but I don't know that he was saying there was nothing good about him, but we were talking about his talents. Okay.
And how old was he at the time?
14.
Okay.
Okay. So we're talking about his talents and what he is good at. See, for myself, like I don't have a hairy chest. Like how like a lot of guys they wax and a lot of guys spend a lot of money to have a chest like mine, right?
Yeah. Yes, they do. That's right. That's right.
Okay. So like,
you want to show it right now?
Yeah. Just rip it open. There we go. So that's okay. I make the guys jealous with my chest, but. So I was telling my son, my son is very hairy, right? So he has all this hair on his arms and legs, and he grows hair really well. And I said, Adam, you have a talent for growing hair. You are just amazing. You are so much better than me at growing hair. It's just amazing. So I say that as a joke because it's funny, but I also say it in a serious way in the fact that we all have things that we're really good at, and we all have things, no matter where you're at in your life, we have things that are good about us. Okay?
Absolutely, yeah. God didn't leave anybody out.
No one out. That's right. And so I really do believe that everybody equals up to 100%. So I guess the philosophy would be, hey, the good guy or the really smart guy that's ugly, or the really handsome guy that's stupid, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. I am kind of joking here, but my point is I want the listener, you who's listening right now, I want you to be conscious of what is good about you. I remember, I like it was yesterday, I'm sitting in the truck thinking my life is over. I'm thinking like, wow, like there's nothing good about me. Like, why am I even here? I'm not serving a purpose for anybody or anything. And just in a moment, I was able to shift that by asking the question, what is good about me? And then when I came up with some of those answers.
It's very insightful.
Yeah, and what it does, it was very powerful for me because it was able to give me a balanced perspective at looking at myself. And from that point, I thought, what do I want to do? I mean, like literally, I said, what do I want to do? I thought, you know what? I want to go out and I love to play sports. So I signed up for a softball team. I said, hey, you know what? I like business. I want to push forward on being an entrepreneur in my business. And not because I was trying to fix myself, okay? Because a lot of times we think, oh, we're not making enough money, oh, we're fat, oh, we don't have a mate, there's something wrong with us, so we need to go lose weight, we need to go make money, we have to do all these things to make ourselves better, okay? But instead of coming from that place, coming from, you know what, I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty darn amazing. So what do I want to do with myself? And so you can go out there, you can start your business, you can go back to college and get your degree. You can go out and attract a mate, not because you need them to fulfill a hole in your life, but because you're pretty darn amazing and you deserve to live a life that you love.
Absolutely, yeah. And one of the things in connection with the real estate work that you do is when somebody is homeless, and I'm not saying living on the street, that's another extreme, but say the person who's living with their mother and they just, or their uncle or their sister or their brother, you know what I mean? Somebody they've got a roof, but it's really not theirs.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that gives you a lot of self-esteem when you finally get to that point where you say, you know what, I can get a house. I can. And you're the guy to go to.
Absolutely. I'm the guy to go to. I know that we all have ways of feeling insecure, and real estate is a big part of that. When you're having to share a house with somebody else, you want a house of your own. I get that. But in life, we have to appreciate what we have and where we're at while we are building towards the next level. Okay? I mainly work with sellers, truthfully. So when I go in and sit down with a seller, I always say, they always make an assumption with it's so funny. I walk into their house and they're like, yeah, we called you here because you buy homes, so obviously you want to steal our house and stuff like that. Not literally, of course, but it's certainly a thought process in my prospect's mind. And I say, no. I understand why you feel that way, because a lot of traditional investors are like that. But I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you. So my main question, what I'm going to ask of you right now is, what do you want and how can I help you? And I give them an opportunity to share with me what they're looking to do. And then from that point, once they tell me what they're looking to do and telling me how I can help them, then I look at my expertise and my experience and say, how can I help them? Because I can help people in so many different ways. One is by being a real estate agent and helping them sell their house that way. Two is by buying it myself in multiple different ways. But I really like working with sellers. What's interesting about real estate agents is, a lot of times you have buyer's agents that work with buyers, and then you have people that list with sellers. And for whatever reason, I've always been attracted more to the selling side than the buying side, to the buyers.
Really?
I certainly have helped buyers because I go all in. And what I mean by that is, if a buyer is looking for a house and they tell me what they're looking for, I literally, scour every possible house and inventory in town as far as that could possibly meet their criteria. And I just invest a lot of time working with that person to help them buy a house. It's certainly not in my sweet spot, and what I mean by a sweet spot is what I enjoy to do, but I certainly have a talent to do that. For sure.
Let me ask you something. Every once in a while, we'll have somebody in here from Habitat for Humanity, and they don't give away houses. They sell houses with a mortgage. It's the same as anybody else. The difference is their mortgages don't have interest, and quite frequently, the people who come to apply will be turned down.
Okay.
And what they do, or what they offer to do anyway, is if I come, for example, and they turn me down, they say, "Look, don't go away. Just keep." Here's what you should do. It's kind of like Dorothy, go out and get the broom, and when you come in with the broom, you get to see the wizard. But so there are certain steps that you can be taught to do that you might not have known about before. Does that ever happen to you? Do you ever have somebody come to you looking maybe to sell, or I guess in your case it would always be to sell your house, but it's not quite ready to sell, and you have to kind of take them by the hand and show them how to do that?
Yeah, sell or buy. Yeah, absolutely. I always look at it from the point of view that I'm the one selling this house, or I'm the one looking to buy a house. So I always take on my client's point of view. And so minimum, I would say, hey, if it was me, this is what I would do. Or from my experience, this is what I would do. I walk away. Sometimes sellers are in a situation to where I can't give them what they need. They're just, either they're tremendously upside down, or, in some it's a rare situation, to be honest with you, where I can't help them. And I say, listen, if this was me, here's what I would do. And I give them my advice from that point of view. Buyers, same thing. I've worked with enough buyers. If someone doesn't have credit, they don't have bad credit, they just have no credit. I pretty much know, hey, listen, you need 2 trade lines and you need to pay good on them for a year. And so, if you can do that, you're going to build your credit up to the point where you can, get qualified to buy a house. So.
Absolutely. That's good advice. Yeah. The phone line is open, by the way. We've got another 11 minutes. We would love to hear from listeners. Obviously, William F. Stiles is a philosopher, and I like that about what you bring to the show, and an expert on real estate as well. So either way, you can call about any of the things you've heard, 622-9622, and you have a website, right? What is the website again? Yeah,
the name of my business is Mr. Ocala Buys Houses, and the name of the website is the name of the business, which is MrOcalaBuysHouses.com. Stiles.com. You can certainly go there and check it out and see what I do. I do lead as an investor. I do market myself that I buy houses and that I'm looking to buy homes. But the truth of the matter is, once I get into someone's home, I sit down and say, how can I help you? And I certainly want to buy their house, but a lot of times I can help them best in other ways, either by giving them advice on how they can sell it themselves, and or listing it as a real estate agent if I feel like that's the best option for them.
Do you speak Spanish too?
No.
You do not? Okay.
Hey, listen, I said I wasn't perfect earlier, right?
I thought I saw your office. Maybe I saw somebody else's office where there was a scrolling sign that says "Hablamos Español" or something like that. Whatever the word is.
Well, there are certainly people I work with that speak Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah. So when someone's, in fact, this afternoon I'm meeting with a client who speaks Spanish, does not speak English.
Oh, that's going to be difficult.
I speak very little Spanish, so I actually am bringing an interpreter with me.
That would be good. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, so I am bringing. In fact, I've already sold them one house, and they're looking to buy a second house, and so I'm bringing an interpreter with me so that they can help us out.
You spoke about 2 trade lines before. Are there 2 that you recommend?
Okay, my philosophy is, a lot of times people say, hey, go out and buy a car, spend all this money to get a trade line. I always felt like, why go out and spend a lot of money to get a trade line? I always felt like it was easier to get like a prepaid credit card, or if you're gonna buy things to build your credit, spend the least amount as possible with a company who's also gonna report to your credit bureau.
Right.
I just don't advise going out and getting in debt in order to improve your credit. And I'm by no means an expert when it comes to credit and debt and things like that, so I don't want to portray myself as that. But I do know some tidbits here and there just from working in the industry. But on a personal philosophy is, just don't go out and get in a lot of debt in order to build your credit. That just doesn't. I mean, if you go out and you're looking to buy a house and yet you go out and buy a $30,000 car, so that's going to hurt you. In fact, on a debt to income ratio, when it comes time to although it will help you build your credit, if you have none, it's going to hurt you as far as a debt to income ratio.
Do you know where Rainbow Lakes Estates is in western Marion County? I used to live there when I was a kid, and my parents had a house there. And there are some properties there that are for sale, that have been for sale for like 30 years. Is it hard to, like when you own a lot or an acre or something like that, is it hard to sell land without a house on it? Like once you've bought it, like let's say you were talked into, this is a great investment, and then you think, I'm paying taxes on it, I'm never going to live there, I want to sell it. Is it hard to sell those lots?
I think it's harder if there's no building in the area. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the lot really is most valuable to the people that live next door. So if you have a house that's next door, it could be very valuable to that person. But if you go into a neighborhood and the homes are 20 years old, I mean, who's going to want to build a brand new house next to a bunch of 20-year-old homes?
Makes sense.
So that is a factor that really affects the sale of lots in subdivisions like that. So if you're looking to build a brand new home, you really want to be around other brand new homes. So those lots in the subdivisions where there is a lot of new construction going on are going to be a lot easier to sell.
Makes sense. And that does describe that area. There's a lot of old homes there. They're not bad looking, but they're old and they've got that old look to them, It would be the last inventory to go. I mean, obviously, if things were going crazy and all the lots were selling, it would be the last inventory. Like builders would buy up those lots probably last, in the older subdivisions. Your exclusive area is Marion County, right?
Marion County.
Yes.
And that's a choice because for me, like you have to know your market. Like I don't deal in cars, I don't deal in stocks. There's a lot most things in life I don't deal with. But when it comes to real estate, Marion County is where it's at for me.
Now, when you're putting the buyer and seller together of a home, do you also go to the closing with them to read over the paperwork to make sure everything's right?
Yes, I do that. Not everybody does, but I do that because I look at everything from the point of view that I'm the person buying this house or I'm the person selling this house. So, and because of my experience at looking over contracts and paperwork, I always look things over as if it's my own. And then if I don't like something about it, certainly say, hey, this doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, because you need somebody you can trust.
Oh, absolutely.
In your corner, and that's what you do.
Yeah, I tell everybody I know, I'm like, listen, so my brother-in-law knows how to work on cars. If I need something going on with my car, I'm going to go to him.
That's it.
Right?
Somebody who knows. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But when it comes to real estate, residential real estate, not commercial real estate, not even so much vacant land, residential real estate. When it comes to residential real estate here in Ocala, Marion County, come and see me. And I always tell all my friends and family and whoever else that knows me, even if I'm not in the deal, at least let me look at it for you, and I can give you my opinion on what I think.
Oh gosh, I have a question for you. I don't know
Sure.
if this is going to be out of left field, but do you know the game Monopoly?
Yes.
If Marion County was the Monopoly board, okay, what part of the county is Boardwalk? Which is the high end, the biggest high end in our county?
Well, I can tell you, if I was going to build a house in an area that's really growing, it would be out 200 on the other side of west of 75.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's the Boardwalk of
I mean, if
Marion
you look
County.
at all the construction that's going on
Yeah,
out there,
yeah.
and then you've got the new FedEx that's being put in, it's just bringing jobs to the area, but
Yeah.
all the commercial that's going in out there on 200 west of 75. It's just amazing the amount of growth that's going
And the other extreme, Mediterranean or Baltic. The
Baltic, yeah.
Which is the lower end? The lower end. Where's
yeah.
that?
I don't even want to talk about the lower end.
Oh, you don't? I don't know.
There's no sense, because here's the
It might be
truth.
Rainbow Lakes Estates.
Here's the truth. To each individual person, where they're at can be their own boardwalk. Okay.
Oh, I love that. That's a great philosophy.
I mean, and that's the truth, really. So I think that if we looked at an area and said that's the Mediterranean, I just think that's the wrong way.
That's a negative thing.
Well, it's just the wrong way. It's just not the truth, because it's all subjective depending on the person. Okay. And I always feel like if you're in a home, let's just say you're in a, I don't know, a $25,000 property is going to have less bells and whistles than a $250,000 property. So I think it's less about the property and more of how you're treating it. But if you take that $25,000 property and you're making it your home, it's clean, it's neat, like you've really made it as special as it can make it, I don't think you can really ask for more than that.
And going back to your opening point that you were trying to make about what do I like, what's good about myself. A lot of times when we're looking to buy a home, we're not buying it for me, we're buying it for us, like you're part of a family. Especially if you're head of the household or the two parents of a household,
Yep.
You're buying it for yourself and the kids. This is
Yes.
forever. So what's good about me? Well, I'm a good provider. That's a good thing to say about yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the truth is, at this moment in time, you may not be a good provider, okay? And that's okay, because we're not perfect, right? So we can always have things that we're working upon. So if you find yourself unemployed and you're not able to take care of a house, then I would suggest to look and see what you are good at, what skills and talents you do have, and how can you apply that into your life, and to become a provider. Okay? And then when that time comes, you can get your own house and you can feel the satisfaction of this is my home, a place for my family, and you get to really enjoy that. I'm all about growth. I'm all about appreciating where we're at and building what we want to build. And so if it's your goal to, build your way and in a sense of buying a house or selling a house, please give me a call. I want to give you my office phone number. It's 352-282-3080. That's 352-282-3080. Anybody that's listening, I just want to say, hey, if you'd love to work with me, they're buying a house, selling a house, if you want me to come and speak to your organization, if I can be of service in any way, please call me or check out my website, MrOcala@buyshouses.com.
William F. Stiles, thank you for what you do. I like the fact that you bring to the show this air of you can do it. This positive message that
You can do it.
You can do it. How many children do you have? How many children?
I have 2 boys.
2 boys. Wow. Well, good for you. Good for you. Again, if you need to contact William, you can call us. We'll give you his number. Go to MrOcalaBuysHouses.com, and that's the website. And the phone number again, 352-282-3080. William F. Stiles, Mr. Ocala. Thank you, William.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be a hot Friday with times of sun and clouds and a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, mainly away from the beaches. The high 90.